Welcome back students in the physics classes. In the previous video we have studied about the force. And what we have studied in that? What is a force? We got to know a force is a kind of push or pull which can do the four things. What were those four things? Once again, the four things were: first thing, it can provide motion to the body, it can stop the moving body, it can change the direction of moving body, it can deform the body. Now, we are going to focus on above these three things. The effect of these three things on rigid body. Effect of these three things on basically the rigid body. Now we got to know the first 3 points. If you analyze, so first 3 points is regarding the motion. It can provide motion, it can stop the motion, or it can change the direction of motion. Okay, so basically going one step further, I am going to teach you the types of motion provided to the rigid body. Which kind of body? To the rigid body. Okay, and what is a rigid body? If you apply the force, then its shape and size is not going to change. Then that kind of body, shape and size will not change. Shape and size will not change. Then this kind of body is called as what? Rigid body. Now you have taken a rigid body. Suppose there is a metallic ball like that. Okay, you have applied a force, so ball will start to move in the direction of motion. If the motion of this metallic ball is in the straight line, remember, if the motion is in the straight line, then this kind of motion is called as translational motion. Then this kind of motion is called as what? Translational motion. If a 3D object, any rigid body, is moving in the direction of force in a straight line path, then this kind of motion is called as straight line motion. Further examples I can give. The examples are moving of car on a straight road, not on the curve one, on a straight road is basically example of what? Translational motion. Just keep on walking in one particular direction. A man walking in a particular direction, like there are 4 directions: east, west, north, south. Just take one direction and keep on moving. So this kind of motion will be called as what? Translational motion. Once again, if there is a body, you have applied the force, then the body will start move in the direction of the force, right? And if this motion after application of force is in the straight line, then this kind of motion is called as translational motion. Now remember, here the body will be free to move. In this case, the body will be free to move. Thereafter, it can choose a path, that is a straight line path, and the body will set in the motion. Let's discuss the second kind of motion, that is your rotational motion. What is the rotational motion? I am taking an example of a lamina. Suppose this is your rectangular lamina. Okay, right? And you have fixed it at a point. Suppose about this point you have fixed it. Now if you apply the force from this direction, from this direction, from this direction, from this direction, so it is not possible that it can move here, it can go there. It is not possible. This possibility is eliminated. Why? Because you have fixed it. Okay, you have pivoted it. What is the possibility? If you are applying the force, suppose you are applying the force in that direction, then body will start to rotate. The body will start to rotate about this point. So this point where you have fixed it is called as what? Pivot. The body then will start to rotate about this point and the motion will be like that. The body will rotate like that. Okay, Did you get it, everyone? This will be the motion, and this kind of motion is called as basically rotational motion. And when you are applying the force, then a turning effect is produced. The body will turn. Instead of losing its place, it will start to turn about the fixed point. So this kind of motion provided is basically called as rotational motion. The example is movement of vehicle is possible just because of rolling of the wheels. Everybody knows. Suppose these are the wheels, so it is fixed about the axis. This wheel is fixed about the axis. So now when the motion is provided, this wheel start to rotate. When this wheel rotate, then car starts to move in the forward direction. But what happens? This wheel is remaining fixed to the axle like that. This wheel remains fixed to the axle like that. Okay. So in every kind of vehicle, either you find bike, cycle, motorcycle, anything, you will find that the wheel is fixed about a point, and that point is called as pivot. That fixed point is called as pivot, about which the wheel always rotate. So when the force is applied, the wheel starts to rotate. Okay, it will not leave its position and body starts to move. If you have any query, children, you can mention, you can comment. Okay, you can ask your question in the comment section and I will be answering your doubt.